I'm Dominick Cruz, and this is Carl Gebhardt. He is going to be acting out Topuria, and I'm going to be Volkanovski in this matchup. So, first off, when we're looking at this, what makes Volkanovski so tricky is that he can move forward and back all the time. When we're talking about Topuria, if you watch the results of the fight, he's most suited to move forward. And I see Volkanovski being okay with giving up some ground. As you're seeing Topuria move that head, he likes to slip his head towards the right hand. And then he sets up, yes, all his offense off that slip to the body, and then he goes to the head, and then the right hand, and then when he goes under the hook, and everything flows off of this lean right there. So what you're gonna see out of Volkanovski is the second he's here and he's looking for this slip, you're gonna see Volkanovski fighting this lead hand right here. So he's gonna be, we're gonna turn this way so you can see, he's gonna be fighting this lead hand and leaning this hand here because he wants to bait this right hand. So he's got a couple options from here. One, obviously he can slip and then counter. Another one that he can do when he waits for that right hand is he just blasts this inside kick. So right when the right hand comes, he blasts the inside kick.
Beautiful inside leg kick for Volkanovski.
You'll see Volko wait for the right hand and he'll come just to the outside of it. He'll slide and hit with a hook and a cross over the top. It's very sneaky how he does it. So he plays with this lead hand and the second, boom, he taps the inside leg. Then he blasts the outside leg. Then he throws the liver kick. And then now that you're biting on that, he waits, and then the second you throw the right hand, boom, boom, he comes down the middle and he cracks you.
Oh, big right hand there from Volkanovski.
Volk is so good at going towards this right hand. Also, he'll touch and jab, touch and jab. And then once he gets you biting on that, he'll switch, left hand, overhand. And so everything kind of starts to look the same with Volk because of the stance switch and the way that he fights the hands like this. When he's fighting the hands, he's pulling stuff out. He's leaning his head, waiting for the right inside kick.
As he did in the first fight, Volkanovski continues to attack the inside of that lead leg.
And last but not least, when you see Topuria really start to get in there and say, you know what, I'm done letting you hit me, that's where you're gonna see Volk get a hold of this body lock, get the clinch, try to get to an over-under, anything he can to stop Topuria from utilizing this jab and getting his rhythm with the head movement. When Topuria starts making you miss, it's a problem. When Topuria starts landing that jab, it's a problem. So anytime that comfort starts to come from Topuria, you're gonna see Volkanovski get to a leg, get to a clinch, get to some sort of grab a hold of Topuria so he can throw off the rhythm.
Can he get it? Yep.
He's got it on top.
So when you watch Ilia Topuria versus Jai Herbert, that's where you really see how dangerous he is because he gets rocked badly in that fight. And he comes back and knocks Herbert out. I mean, he completely cleans his clock.
Unbelievable knockout by Topuria.
And what makes him so tough is that he's willing to stay in the firefight. And he commits 100% to his power. And it's very basic. It's basic boxing, but it's precision boxing. So when you see Topuria, he's moving side to side here like this. And he's doing all this work. And you got Volkanovski switching stance, moving all over the place. You're gonna see Topuria taking his time and he's waiting for this hand to come so he can slip it. And then when it comes, that's where you see him go here and he sets his boxing up. If that lead jab comes, he's so good at sliding. He waits for the hands and he moves. And then when you come jab overhand, he knows, and he knows how to stay right there after the combination. And then when you throw back, he knows how to slide out of the way. And then he's back on the pressure. And he's never letting you out. He never just follows you. That's what Topuria is so good at. He's good at heading you off. So if you slide this way, he stays on the pressure. And he's jabbing. And he's looking for the power stop. And it doesn't matter where you go. He knows if you throw, he's using that against you. Either you're hitting his guard, and he doesn't care. He's armoring up. And the second you touch, he's throwing heat.
Huge combination for the Spaniard.
And if you just shell up and you wait because you start getting countered and you decide to just back up, then he's gonna jab you. And he's gonna find you with the jab and the calf kicks until you can't move anymore. And he boxes you in. And this is when you start seeing the power of Topuria, as you saw against Emmett and so many other opponents.
And look at that armbar. Oh, and a big right hand.
I thought the uppercut might land, and there it was. That's how he sets everything up.
What makes Volk tricky is he's got what looks like a conventional jab, and just in the middle, when he's playing this game with you with the hands, by going towards the right and then going back this way from this different stance, he's always setting up this left hand. And this left hand goes from a regular touching jab. Once you touch the hands, you come over the top, or you come inside, or you come underneath and you come here. Any of this is what Volk's really good at first. Then he switches, and now it's a left hand, which is a backside hand, so now it's got power. So now this left hand that was just a touching jab is now a power shot to the body. Power shot here, overhand, or just straight down the middle. By switching stance, by winning this foot war, by touching the hands, you're hiding the jab and you're hiding the power hand at all times. And then you're also baiting the guy to come forward so you can kick him. I mean, it's very tricky, and the in and out motions with the jab hand fight is going to be key between these gentlemen.
He almost lost consciousness there. That was a good, solid left hand by Volkanovski.
What makes Topuria so dangerous too is he goes to the body so well. And he doesn't just go to the body. A lot of guys you'll see go to the body like this. That's one way of doing it. Look how far out I am. Topuria is good at baiting you. He'll pressure you knowing he's moving his head to get you to throw when he wants there. And now, this is why guys don't go to the body, because look at where I'm in the firefight here. If I decide to go to the body here, chances are when I land this to the body, the hook or the uppercut's coming. Boom, and you're just trading hooks with somebody. And most of us don't want that. Topuria is willing to do it. Not only does his right hand stay up when he gets into the pocket, so that if you decide to trade, it's hitting his guard. He knows he can come in between that and hit you in between.
Left to the body, right hand over the top, right on the chin. Jai Herbert was out cold.
So he's filling the gaps. While you're going outside, he's on the inside space. Now I'm on the inside space. You see, I'm inside the elbows. Topuria is good at controlling this inside space in between the offense, and now he's hitting you while you're hitting his guard, and he can stay in the gut or underneath the chin where he can do all the damage and you can't hit him, you're only hitting his guard.
Ilia is teeing off on it.
Now we've talked about Topuria and we've talked about Volkanovski and his offense, but what about Topuria's defense? This is what I think makes his offense cream of the crop, is the fact that he has such good defense. When he's pressuring you, he's pulling out your offense, but at the same time, he has such an educated right hand. So when he throws that right hand, he can land it from so many different places. If his opponent decides to throw a right hand, he's good at blocking and returning. If he throws a right hand, he's good at backing up and countering. If he throws a jab, he's good at timing it and coming over the top.
On his blitzes, he's got to keep everything real tight because of shots like that.
Topuria's forcing his opponents to throw what he wants. So if I'm pressuring you and I'm doing this, I'm baiting which hand you're throwing according to where I leave my head. So if I slip this way, I'm hoping you throw it. If I'm doing this, I know I'm timing when you're gonna throw your punch, knowing that you're gonna miss. And he's the best in the world at not moving this far from the punch, but moving this far from the punch and being able to counter you in between that.
This is an outclassing of Topuria, if we're going to be honest, on the feet. A boxing masterclass.
And one of the main reasons he does that isn't just his head movement, isn't just his hands up, and isn't just his timing and range, it's his feet. Topuria is so good at keeping his feet right where he needs them, to where he's just off the power line. This is the power line on the center line. He can stay just off, he can stay just on, or he can stay just off this line, this center line right here. And he knows how to land the heavy shots from those places while also staying safe and keeping his feet planted to get maximum power on all his punches while also being able to move out of the way of the offense from his opponents. Very clean.